Unfairness, or rather the perception of unfairness, is a huge cause of discontent in workplaces. Staff that believe they've been treated unfairly are 2.6 times more likely to quit and 60% more likely to take a sick day. And in a hybrid environment where you've got some people working on the spot, on site, and some working remotely, these perceptions of unfairness are much more likely to arise. There are two main sources of bias: availability and proximity bias. I'll talk about proximity bias elsewhere. I want to talk about availability bias here. Availability bias means we tend to favour memories and ideas and people that are more available to us. Let me demonstrate by asking you a simple question. Do more people die from shark attacks or from falling aeroplane parts? Now, most people say it's from shark attack because that memory is more available to us. But in fact, it is falling aeroplane parts. Now, you can see how this availability bias plays out in hybrid workplaces, because we tend to favour the available people, the ideas, the words we can hear more easily that are immediately present in the room than the people that may be sitting remotely. How do you deal with that? In my program, Leading Hybrid Teams Effectively, I cover a method called the modified Delphi method in greater detail and in depth than I can do here. It's based on something called the Delphi method, and it's been modified particularly for the workplace and particularly for hybrid meetings. Now, the short answer for you here is that you have to be very careful and very deliberate about how you run meetings, making sure everyone gets a chance to speak. Not how we would normally run a meeting face-to-face, where things can happen a bit more organically. But the main thing is that you need to make sure that everyone, when they come out, feels seen and heard. Because the people who don't feel seen and heard are going to perceive that as being unfair. And it's always easier to be seen as unfair than to be seen as fair. Look out for instances where you may be favouring one person more than another. Often that happens with extroverts rather than introverts. Look out for turning easily to someone beside you than someone on a screen. And check out my blog post on LinkedIn about the modified Delphi method. And when you're ready to develop your people, get in touch. In the meantime, see you in the next video.